Hey there, Yogi. How are ya? My name is Crystal Gray, and in this video, I'm going to teach you a little bit about yoga and how to deepen your knowledge on the subject. So you might be wanting to learn more about yoga, but you don't really know where to start. There's a really simple way to do that, and that's by learning some key terms that you possibly could stumble upon in a yoga class. So the words are Sanskrit, asana, vinyasa, hatha, pranayama, ujjayi, mudra, drishti, mantra, Patanjali, and namaste. All right, so what do these words mean? Sanskrit is a vibrational language, and it's the language where all of the pose names, maybe not all of them, some pose names we've definitely created recently. They're not poses that have been around for a long, long time. But in most cases, yes, the names of poses are in Sanskrit. And the really cool thing about Sanskrit is, like I said, it's a vibrational language. So the name of the pose actually has like the same vibration as the word and the image or whatever it's named after, right? Isn't that super cool? So that's one reason why I love using Sanskrit. The next word, asana. You're going to hear this one a lot, especially if your teacher uses any sort of Sanskrit at all. This is pretty much the very basic Sanskrit word. Asana means pose, right? So whenever you're doing a physical practice, you're moving through all these different poses or asanas. You'll also find the word asana at the end of all of the pose names. So sukhasana, tadasana, right? So they usually end in asana. Now, the next word is vinyasa. Now, this is a tricky one because there are a few different meanings of vinyasa. One meaning of vinyasa means linking movement to the breath. Another meaning of vinyasa could be just the class name. So maybe you do a lot of vinyasas or you're linking the movement to the breath a lot, so it's a vinyasa style class. The last meaning of vinyasa is an actual vinyasa. So moving from plank, push forward, lower down, cobra, back down, push up and back. That is a vinyasa, that whole little sequence of poses and movements put together. The next one is hatha. Now this is kind of an umbrella term. A lot of types of yoga, most types of yoga fall under the category of hatha. Now another way that I like to use hatha is it's a type of class that's still a pretty physical type of class, but you're not linking all the poses together through physical vinyasas, and you're not linking all of the movements together with breath. So maybe you're going to take a wide stance and you'll go into your warrior two on one side, warrior two on the other side. Instead of linking them all, say from a down dog, bring your foot forward, windmill the arms up, coming into warrior two, right? So it can be a lot more of an accessible type class to students that have a little bit more limitations or aren't as flexible or in as good of shape, right? The next one is pranayama. So this just means working with the breath and breath control. There's a lot of different types of pranayama practices for all different sorts of energetic effects. Energetic, emotional, physical, lots of different effects. Ujjayi. This is a very common breathing technique, and in a lot of my videos, I'll say ujjayi, and that's just kind of like slang. That's what my teacher says. It's kind of slang, and it's just easier to say. It rolls off the tongue, so I'll say ujjayi a lot instead of ujjayi. But this is where you valve the back of the throat. Sometimes teachers will say it's where you sound like Darth Vader. However, I don't really teach it to use that much force, but it's kind of making a sound with the back of the throat, not the nose. So it sounds like this. Okay, so that's your ujjayi pranayama. It's a type of pranayama. The next one, mudra. Mudra, these are usually things done with the hands. And so whenever you touch different fingers together, they create a different energetic effect in the body. And so it's just a really cool way to kind of amp up your physical practice and to add a little bit more, flair to your practice, which I really love. Drishti, this means a gazing point or a focal point. And whenever we have a focal point, it really helps to focus the mind, because when you're looking all over the place, it's kind of signaling to the brain, oh, hey, we're kind of scattered right now. Let's think about a whole bunch of stuff, right? So if you can just find a gazing point, it'll help you to stay more focused throughout your practice. It also helps with balance. Okay, mantra. Mantras are different things that you can say. They can be English or they can be in Sanskrit. They could be like a little melody, a little song, or it could just be something kind of like an affirmation. A lot of times people will call affirmations mantras. It's just something that you can say that has a lot of power and meaning and intention behind it. And again, that's another way to really amp up your practice and make it your own. The next one is Patanjali. Patanjali is the man who wrote the Yoga Sutras. And the Yoga Sutras are 196, I believe, aphorisms or little threads, sayings that are strung together. And they were put together in this way so that they could be recited in an oratory fashion. So passed down from teacher to student, and it would be more easy to remember. I love the Yoga Sutras. If you haven't studied those yet, you definitely should. On my membership site, I actually have a whole bunch of classes, a series on the Yoga Sutras, because they're so powerful, and it's such a great way to learn how to take the deeper teachings of yoga off of your mat and into your life for massive transformation. They're just really great. So start studying those if you haven't yet. And then the last one, nope, sorry, we've got two more. And the next one is three more. The next one is namaste. And that just really translates to goodbye or hello. It's usually hello, but in yoga, we also use it as goodbye. Now, sometimes teachers will give a lot more of a deeper meaning for it, like the energy within me acknowledges the energy within you. But if you go to India, what I've heard is they use it as just kind of as a salutation, hello, like as a greeting, right? So I like to use it as a greeting and goodbye, which I've heard you can use it in that way as well. But whenever I do say namaste at the end of class, I'll add on, other things that I want to say at the end of class. It's not necessarily what I'm saying namaste means, if that makes sense. And then Om. So Om is just, for me, it's a really great way for us to all connect together, but then also to kind of signify to ourselves on all levels that, okay, it's time for our practice of yoga to begin. It's time to let everything go and really be present. Technically, the sound of Om, they say, is the primordial sound. It is the sound that was here, like before anything else was here. It's the sound that would be here if nothing was here. It's the sound of creation, some people say as well. And so it's very powerful, again, because they've been saying it for thousands of years. My dog's doing all sorts of stuff back there. They've been chanting this word for thousands of years, so it's got a lot of oomph behind it, right? And so that's one reason why I really love to use it. And then Shavasana. Shavasana is the activity that you do at the very end of class, usually. However, it's not an activity at all. It's the activity of laying there. So you're really laying there at the end of class, and this can be a really challenging part for newer students, especially because your mind is racing and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So in that time, what I tell my students is it's a time where you are letting everything that you just did during your practice, during your yoga class, really assimilate and sink in on all levels, body, mind, spirit, so that you can get the most from your practice. And it's just a time when you're laying flat so that you are coming back to kind of a neutral place, right? So that everything's kind of leveling out and you're allowing yourself to get into that parasympathetic state. So like in between asleep and awake. And that's such a powerful place where you can heal on so many levels. All right. I hope that these descriptions helped you and you feel a little bit more confident in your yoga knowledge. Please make sure to subscribe and follow me so that you get notified every time I post a new video, and check out the description for a free trial to my online membership. I'd love to have you. Have a great day. Namaste.